Hi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Jairam Rajaram back with another episode of Brill Talks. And today I have a very dear friend and one of India's leading digital marketers. He's got a unique and very, very interesting story because 8 years back, Sids and I met at a coffee day in Malleshwaram, Bangalore. So he had come in his scooter to meet me. But what I could see in him was this guy was going to go places. So we had a discussion about managing Brill's social media platforms, basically the postings, the strategy, and everything. And what I saw in Sid's, I hadn't seen in too many people. I knew that this guy was going to add tremendous value to several brands and several people over the years. And Sids, you haven't let me down, man. I mean, you've done
Thank you.
brilliantly well. And he's basically worked with people like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, and the list goes on. So we'll hear those things from Sids. Sids, thank you very much. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
to interview you on a Brill Talks episode.
Thank you, Jairam. For me, it's truly an honor to be speaking with you because you are one of the first people who gave us a break through the agency. I think one of our first few clients who really trusted in us and gave us that project to work with the Brill brand. And that was such an exciting project. Even till today, when I keep looking back at all the work we have done with Brill, has been amazing. So you've
My
been a very
pleasure.
integral part of this journey of growth for me. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So I said, Sids came in a scooter to meet me. It doesn't matter what mode of transport a person
Yeah.
takes, but then I have to inform the viewers that in 8 short years, okay, he has earned $1 million through ClickFunnels by helping people achieve their dreams. And he's trained ordinary people to become masters at online coaching. So Sids,
Yeah.
I think your success is because you have put others first. So
Yes.
you've put them ahead of what you are, and you've added value to people's lives, and that is why you have achieved what you've achieved. So can you share a bit about your journey and how it started off?
Hmm.
And I want to hear a bit about your 12th standard failure also, because that's very,
Hmm.
very important. In fact, that's what got you the deal with Brill.
Okay.
Okay,
I didn't know
because
that.
I
Okay.
like it when a
Hmm.
person has failed and then there is fire in the belly. It's not
Hmm.
that a person has failed and they are complacent, but that fire was there in you and it is still there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that. So yeah, it's like Steve Jobs says in that commencement speech in Stanford, like when you connect the dots backwards, it all adds up. So that is the kind of story, or the journey that has happened in my life. So it started off with failing my 12th when in 2001. Calculus never went into my head. When I would see that integration symbol, my brain would switch off completely.
I've forgotten
And
all of that now.
yeah, it really and I used to play a lot of snooker those days, like Bangalore Q Club, Jayanagar. I used to just hang out a lot of there. Jayanagar, JP Nagar was like home ground, and I was an outstanding student, always standing outside class. Okay,
Awesome.
so never felt connected in the typical classroom, like blackboard, teacher standing in the front. So I studied in Bishop Cottons, and then I went to SSMRV. So it was a little bit of a culture shock for me then, moving from in the convent mode to, because I didn't score well even in my 10th exam, some 66%. So I could not get anywhere else admission, but SM, not that SMRV was bad, but it's just a different culture.
Right.
And but it actually taught me a lot. I was able to really connect with a lot of people and I made a lot of friends. In fact, all my friends were seniors, not my own same batchmates. They were all like degree students. I used to hang around with them, and that group, I mean, that was that age where I was experimenting a lot of things. And Bangalore life, you know how it is. I used to party a lot and do all kinds of stuff. So when I failed my 12th, I had two options. So one option is, let me just clear the supplementary and go back into the typical BE, BSc route, which all the friends, everyone were going through that journey. And the second option is, let's do something alternate, and which was music, because I've been playing keyboard since the age of 10, and I used to play in the school band and everything. So luckily, one of the days I saw in the newspaper there was this course in audio engineering, School of Audio Engineering, Chennai, and that really attracted me. Sound engineering, 9-month course, only 10th pass is required, no 12th. So my mom and I we took the train, came to Chennai, T Nagar, Raja Street, went and saw the studio and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with it. I told mom that, this is what I want to do. And I've never left home. I was 18 years old and she was very, very scared, like any mother, like you're going to leave home and stuff like that. We did have relatives here in Chennai, but it was not very close. So I had to be on my own. And that was the first phase of my life where, I had to make a decision and come into this mode. So within 9 months, I scored 92% in that course. I was a topper there because I really loved what I was doing. That college recruited me back to start teaching. So I've been teaching since the age of 19.
Lovely.
So 3 years did that. I was a studio supervisor, rolling cables, putting together the mixers and all that stuff in the first few months. Then later on, went on to teaching people how to use the digital audio workstations, on how to make music on a laptop and all of that. And I really got good because I was a keyboardist, and also with an edge of the technology and all that I learned in software. I was very fast at making music just by ear. Like I would listen to something, I could just produce that in the form of MIDI notes and things like that. And luckily, again, by 2005, a company in Dubai recruited me. They called me. They were looking for somebody to make ringtones for mobile phones.
Nice.
So got that job opportunity, 4,000, 5,000 dirhams, package, from 8,000, 9,000 rupees in Indian rupees. Now that was a big jump at that time. So I went to Dubai, found a place. Of course, cost of living is very high. My rent itself was like 1,000 dirhams per month at that point of time, just for like sharing a room with someone in Dubai. So worked in Dubai Internet City for a good, I think 2 years. That was again a great phase. I was making ringtones and making music for games. Then came back to Bangalore because that division was closing down in Dubai. And luckily there was an option in Bangalore because it was like coming back home literally after Chennai, Dubai and back. It was like a full circle coming back. And yeah, from 2005 all the way till 2011, I grew up that corporate ladder, did a lot of work with Tata Teleservices, started to manage the App Store, grew big teams, from a 4-5 member team, like 50 people in a team, and I was coordinating with things. So slowly started to move away from the creative zone to a more administrational role and things like that. So it was getting a little monotonous after some time. But again, 2011 was again a pivoting point for me, was when I lost my job. My boss calls me in and he said, you've been a great employee, but this vertical does not exist. Like CDMA was going down. I think iPhone had launched and CDMA was crashing. And I was doing a lot of work in CDMA networks back then. And I had to just decide again at that point, should I get back to a job or should I start my business? And again, thanks to family support, Meena, my parents, and I'd done a little bit of internet marketing stuff before that, and even a stint in network marketing in online products. Like I was selling online tools and courses.
You had something called Siddharth.com or something like that. And
yeah. Even till now, it is still
attraction marketing.
Marketing, yes.
Okay. Sure attracted me because, I was going through the web, and this is when social media was at a pretty nascent stage. Not too many brands were online and stuff like that. So there were some big companies who would charge a bomb and not deliver. So I was looking for someone who could manage the account. And here I saw your photograph in attraction marketing, and I liked your lead capture systems. And I said, okay, let me talk to this guy. So, I think that the way in which you generated leads, I think from day one you had gotten it right, and it's only improved since then.
Yeah. I used to follow a lot of these internet marketers who from the network marketing space. So it's like, how do you really recruit people without speaking to them over the phone? I was really attracted by that concept. So I followed a few mentors, built up my system. I think I was promoting some video conferencing software back then, parallelly, when I was working in the job itself. And so this happened 2011. I had to redefine myself. So we set up the agency Scion in 2011, October. And that was in fact, today, October 19th is Scion's 9th year anniversary. So
wow,
officially, it's a full circle. Yeah, it's a coincidence. And we are recording it on this day. So we are completing 9 years today. So 2011, we set up the company. Meena and I, we set it up. It was just 3 of us, Meena, myself, and Sean. Sean, in our home office in the terrace. We set up a home office, just 3 of us. And because I had done some bit of internet marketing before that, she was also running a company called Scion Ideas before this. So I told her, okay, everything's moving into social. So we made it Scion Social. We took up a course together. And then we learned about this whole social media management business model. And we rolled it out within a few months. And before you knew it, first project was Jack Canfield. Thanks to BNI and the networks through BNI, we got that project. And you connected us to Suren, through email. Then I connected Suren to Meena Mac after that. And that opened up a whole new dimension for my life afterwards. Awesome. So you've been very instrumental in opening those initial doors that has changed the trajectory of my life. Seriously.
I take no credit for it. I think you're also a very spiritual person. So things are meant to happen. They happen. So you meet the people, the right people, and they literally catapult you to the next level.
Yes.
So I firmly believe in that, and I know
totally with you. Yes,
totally with you. In the past.
Yeah. So so the journey was more like from the agency business. Ran that agency. We did a lot of work together. For many years. And from 2018, after running the agency for 6 years, I was thinking, okay, let me build something which is more product oriented, because in a services business, there's always the ups and downs. People churn. Churn of people within the organization and churn of clients also. Right. So it's like every year I felt like I'm coming back to ground zero, and I wanted to build something which is more, product oriented. And not that I did not enjoy the work. I loved every single project that I did, but I was at a point in my life where, wife was pregnant for the second time, and I wanted more time with the family and wanted that freedom. And that's when I surrendered to one of my mentors, Vic from the US, and followed exactly system, started with affiliate marketing. And then before I knew it, it evolved into building my own products, building my own community, and that took off onto a totally different tangent. So so I've been through that journey of a services business into product business, and I'm so glad that now I'm able to help a lot of people. It has evolved from that. What I started in 2018 was, okay, how can I make more money so that I can sustain my family and be more profitable as a business owner. From that point to now, it's like, it's just a mission. I want to empower every person on earth to teach online, because if we can create 1 million teachers, digital teachers, we can transform the society, because teachers and mentors are the ones who actually can change the world.
So now it has become into a mission. Beyond a certain point, money doesn't motivate, and you've well hit that, and now you know that it is about empowering other people. Fantastic. Yes. So I mean, as Swami Vivekananda says, right, when you're hungry, okay, if you talk spirituality to a person, it's just not going to register, because it's food. So until and unless we wear our own oxygen mask first, we cannot think of others. So absolutely. That's a very, very important thing that I think you followed that very well. You've taken care of your family first, because that is your dharma.
Yes. Okay? Yes, absolutely.
And now, a lot of companies like Google and Facebook today, they are saying we don't want degrees. Okay. There are short courses that people can do, and then there are interviews and people can get in. So the whole landscape as far as education is concerned is changing. But I think you did that at a time when it was totally unconventional. Okay. So can you just elaborate on how you got your first break, and, how you got into the corporate world after actually, not doing very well in the 12th and not having the traditional typical
degrees. Yeah. So again, I have to thank the mentors who came along the way at that point of time. And so when I was in the sound engineering space, that first break that I got in Dubai was a pretty interesting one. That happened because the teacher who was teaching me sound engineering, he got a break in Dubai, and he was building a team, and he wanted more people who are really technically sound and also musically creative and technical. Both needs to be there for this to work. So I was one of the few people out of hundreds of people who came to that batch who had that aptitude, because I was literally living in the studios and doing session. I was literally like a session artist for other my batchmates, playing keyboard for all of them. So I became quite well known in that circuit during that time. So that was a break point where he pulled me over there. And then when I was finished, when I was 2-3 years into that, when that division was closing down, they realized that this company, which is a sister concern in Bangalore, they needed someone who had not only the technical skills and who understood the topic, but who also was able to administrate well, manage teams. Right. So that is something which naturally I grew into that role while in Dubai itself, while I was doing the ringtones, I was managing some 5, 6 people. I was managing spreadsheets, ensuring all the delivery was on time. So that project management thing naturally came into that role. And I just had to continue that for 5 years. So it was never, I never went looking for it. It
Happened.
just paved its way through. And I was very, focused on my job. Whatever I was doing, I just wanted to do it with my best effort.
So
I
learning
think
is
that
a
came through.
lifelong process, and it's not that piece of paper. I think both
Never,
of us
yeah.
have always spoken about it, and we
Yes.
know for a fact that we've got to learn every single day, because
Yes.
most youngsters feel, okay, I've got that, big Harvard degree or IIM degree, and then, okay, I get a good job and I stop learning. Okay, but that's not how it is. Every single day we've got to learn, and there's nothing like experience and doing and failing.
Yes, absolutely.
And
And also
learning.
understanding the role. Like I would always think about, okay, what is the goal? Like I'm not here to just do my job because this is what I'm asked to do. I'm thinking about what are we here to achieve as a company. I always had that mindset, probably because of the way grandpa instilled those values when I was young. He was always thinking about, it is not just about, that thing, what you're supposed to do. Maybe that's why I was pushed up the ranks, and I really grew up the corporate ladder quite fast. Even in terms of salary, I quickly equaled salary points of my other friends who had done MBA and stuff like that. And that was quite interesting because I came from Dubai to India, so the market value also went up. So the point is, it's about that passion for what you do, and quickly adapting the skill sets, and because skills are also important. And as you're growing, especially leadership role, again, people management, you need to know how to manage people and understand the bigger picture of things. So all of that helped. Yeah.
Right. So now you've been empowering a lot of people. Okay, the average person at home who wants to get their course, any skill that they have, they can monetize. So I'd like to hear a bit about that work that you're doing, and you have some very good insights about where you see school education going in the post-COVID world. COVID has accelerated the transformation. Okay, now most children are learning online.
Yes.
And things are all decentralized. So this is just going to either change completely, or there's going to be a hybrid model evolving.
Yes.
So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, because this is a space it fascinates me and it's very interesting.
Sure. It's a great question, Jairam. Thank you for asking, and it's very close to my heart. What I realized over the last 2 years is it is not about information, because there's a lot of information anyway on YouTube, and you can go and swim in YouTube for 24 hours a day and get even more confused. Okay, but what people need when it comes to this online learning, it is about how can you take a person from point A to point B with the path of least resistance. So it is not about how much knowledge you have. It's not about how many degrees you have, how many awards you've won. All of that does not matter. It's how can you solve a problem in the most efficient way, and how do you effectively communicate in the digital domain? Because there are many people who are great in terms of knowledge, but they are not good at communicating that effectively for digital. So that was a trigger point for me. Okay, now how can I create this new breed of teachers? It is not the typical blackboard teachers which we have grown up with. Now we're seeing the paradigm shift happening, especially now COVID has accelerated that. How can I equip every knowledge giver with the digital skills? So it can be simple things like, how can you engage people in a 90-minute webinar? Like, how do you structure that webinar? How do you engage people without even looking at their face, just looking into a camera? I mean, that is also a skill. How do you record videos? Either it's a short format, 3-minute video, or a 30 minutes long format video where you go deep into the subject and still keep that engagement. Because ultimately it's about having that interest. And especially in today's day and age, the interest or the attention span of people are much lesser compared to ever before. So
as a brand owner, I know that.
Yes. I mean, they say that the goldfish, that is the attention span. Like 3 seconds is all you have to create an impression. Otherwise people just keep scrolling. So having said that, what I understood is it is not about knowledge. It is about delivery, and it's about simplifying the knowledge so that people can achieve the goal. It's about solving problems. It is not about giving information. So when I started to think about this more, I developed a model, which is the 4C model. So you can train people either in the form of courses, which is the first C. Coaching is second. Under coaching, you have 2 formats. You can do one-to-one coaching or group coaching, and all can happen online. Consulting is the third C, which is which is more long term, where you're hand holding a business for say for 6 months, 1 year, and that's a different kind of a knowledge based business. And the fourth one is collaborations, like I do affiliate marketing, partnerships, alliances. So the method what I follow, so the system what I have is, first people need to identify what is the problem that they want to solve. And there are only 6 problems that people face, I came to know after doing the research. First problem is a business problem. Okay, so if you want to help a business grow, and if you want to position yourself as a business, an expert who can help businesses grow in any specific vertical, let's say in their sales or in their finance, or there are different spokes of the business wheel. So that is the first problem. If you're solving business problems, you can get paid. Second problem is career problems, career growth. Either you want to upskill somebody in soft skills or hard skills, or even teachers. Now I have many teachers who are teaching maths, physics, chemistry online, and they would come under the career space, career bucket. Third area is health and wellness. A lot of people are having health problems, and you can either go with a problem-focused approach or a method-focused approach.
Right.
A problem-focused, maybe you want to solve diabetes, or you want to reverse diabetes, you want to solve the issue of blood pressure, and you have so many, obesity, all these are the big problems. Method-focused can be like you're a yoga expert, or you're an intermittent fasting expert, you're a nutrition expert. Under that, there are many subcategories. The fourth area is make money, and there are so many different ways to make money. Make money through real estate, make money through stock markets, through Forex. There are so many different ways. Right. Number 5 is relationships, parenting, all of that would come under that bucket, number 5. And number 6 is creativity. And that is also like arts and crafts. People want to learn music online, painting online. They want to, even my son is doing online taekwondo classes. Like the master's there, he's teaching live online through Zoom. Everything is moving online now.
So many traditional teachers have gone online in this period, right?
Yes.
So rather than just using Zoom, they can use your system where they can have passive income also in addition to the classes that they conduct.
Absolutely. And it has to be a hybrid at any point. When I say hybrid, one, you can look at a digital and offline hybrid, where you do online classes, and you can also have offline, but that till the world opens up, we will know how that unfolds. But there's a hybrid within this itself. So I tell people, okay, you create courses, and along with courses, you can bring coaching also, like live coaching. So because just giving them courses, people will not finish, because the industry average completion rate is some 5 or 10%. Like Udemy, they don't actually finish.
No, I read some statistics somewhere. It says around 97% of the people don't have the motivation to follow through and complete what they start.
Yes.
So it's only the 3% that do.
Absolutely.
I don't know where I read this, but then this stuck in my head.
Yeah. So just courses will not work. Yeah. And the other thing is people just impulsively buy because it's a crash offer. Udemy says, 297 rupees or some 300 rupees, which is actually 15,000 rupees. People just go and impulse, just buy, like shopping. It's like, but they don't finish it because they don't value it afterwards. So in my method, I say, okay, you create a course, and along with the course, you also coach people. So when I say coaches, every week I answer questions with my community, and have a 45% completion rate in my community right now, which is like 10 times industry average, because I also bring in gamification. I give them awards, recognition if they finish different levels with a live online element connected with it.
So they're actually doing as they learn.
Yes, they're doing as they learn, and we also have an accountability system. So we have something called as a hackathon. So now it's become into a team game. Like IPL, we have like 10 people per team, and the entire team has to win. And if they win, they get vouchers and cash rewards and things like that. And even if one person does not finish in that team, they won't be getting the rewards like the other teams win. So when you include courses with coaching and an element of gamification and community building, man, they're going to have a lot of fun in this journey. I wish school was like this. So I see school moving in this direction, which is more to do with, community-based and accountability-based stuff. And it can happen in any medium. It does not have to be just in a physical world medium. It can happen in digital medium. And you have the other 2 C's, just to close the loop is on what the point I shared is, once you identify your niche or the problem that you want to solve, then you create courses, coaching, consulting, collaboration, like a business plan around that. And then you go to marketing. And when it comes to marketing it, the best way of marketing, according to me, is webinars. So you do a free webinar, educate, engage, establish your trust, your authority in the marketplace, and the knowledge that you have. And then when you offer a course, people will buy. You'll have much more better quality customers when you first, give them, set the expectations, and then you bring them in.
Yeah. Lovely. So Sids, I think, time is up. It's been a fantastic session.
Thank you.
I know we have a lot more to talk, but then, I normally keep my videos at,
perfect,
25 minutes. Thank you very much. So I'm sure that we are going to stay in touch, and probably do something with the education space, and see how
Yes.
schools evolve, and hopefully have something to contribute and add value there for teachers and students.
Sure.
So let's take this forward. Thank you very much, Sids, for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you,
Have a
Jairam.
fantastic journey, and I'm sure you're going to do really, really well going forward as well.
Thank you, Jairam. Thanks
Thanks,
a lot.
Sids. Thanks so much.
Welcome.